All right, so we are now on page 2 of the petition. We're on 5, which is the declaration regarding community property items. So anything that was acquired during marriage, you want to list. You don't have to list every pot and pan you own, but you do want to list big ticket items such as your house, your vehicles, bank accounts, retirement accounts. You could put a category in there that says miscellaneous household items and furnishings to kind of do as a catch-all. Credit card debt is another common community property item, and debt. You want to list everything there. If you owe back taxes, you want to list that if it's community in nature. If you owe arrears for whatever reason, if there's a bankruptcy discharge and you're making monthly payments, you want to list that there. You want to list everything you've got. And the reason it's so important to list everything you have is if the other side doesn't participate in the divorce and doesn't respond, the court can only make orders based on what you list in this petition. So it's far better to be more inclusive than under-inclusive. Any questions on what is community property or what is separate property?
Community property, separate property would be anything before you got married or after you decided to be separated.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to go on to number 6. All of you are going to request either a dissolution of marriage, which is a divorce, based on irreconcilable differences, or a legal separation, which is B, based on irreconcilable differences. Incurable insanity is an incredibly rare and uncommon reason for a divorce, and we're talking a debilitating illness that is permanent, there is no chance of getting better. For example, something like Huntington's disease or Alzheimer's. Just because your ex is nuts does not mean it's incurable insanity under the law. So number 7, you're going to request the following relief. This section is extremely important because, again, if the other side does not respond, the judge is bound to honor only what you put in the petition. Think of the petition as a wish list or your opening shot. It doesn't mean you're going to get it. It doesn't mean you can't change your mind at a later time. It just means this is the outer limits of what it is that you can ask for. If you have minor children, you have 3 choices, or 4 choices technically. You have sole legal custody for petitioner, which is you, sole custody for respondent, which is the other side, joint legal custody, or other. In California, legal custody means who has the right to make decisions about the children's lives, whether that is where they go to school, childcare, medical decisions, if they break a window, who's financially responsible. That's what legal custody is. The next one under B is physical custody. Again, you have the same options, sole or joint. Physical custody means who has the right to physically have the children, subject to the other side's right of visitation. A lot of times you'll hear the term primary physical custody. It's not really a legal concept, it's more of a practical concept. If you have the children the majority of the time, you're likely to be designated as the primary custodial parent, meaning they live with you, they visit with the other parent. Visitation is C. You would want both of you to be granted visitation if there are minor children, and both of you would want to spend time with the children. D, if you have children born prior to your marriage, you'll want to check that box if both sides are the biological parents. E, attorney fees and costs payable by, and there's your question. Again, if, for example, you don't check the box, the court can't ever award you attorney fees. Doesn't mean you will get attorney fees. It means open the door, check the box that you're asking the other side to pay your attorney fees. Same thing with F, spousal support. Spousal support is applicable to marriages of any length. The law varies between them, but between a long-term marriage, which is over 10 years, and a short-term marriage under 10 years. But the right to receive spousal support doesn't matter if you're married 6 months or 60 years. It doesn't matter. G, terminate the court's jurisdiction, which is ability to award spousal support to respondent. Most of the time you want to check this box. Why? You do not want the judge to order you to pay spousal support to the other side for the most part. H, property rights be determined. You always want to check this box. That gives the court the authority, in case of a dispute, to make decisions about your property, whether it's separate or community. If your agreement falls apart, then the judge has the authority to make decisions. I, If any of you are asking to restore your maiden name or a former name, or hyphenate or change your name in any way, you'll want to check this box. This is the one box that you're allowed to think on, and if you change your mind at any time during the divorce proceeding, it's okay. If you want to change your mind after the divorce proceedings, it's okay. That's the one area that you can do at any time in the petition. Number 8 would be child support. This is an important section that we will get to later, so I'm going to skip it for now since there's nothing for you to fill out. Number 9, I have read the restraining orders on the back of the summons, and I understand that they apply to me when this petition is filed. We're going to turn next to your summons, which is the second document you're going to fill out. But basically, those are automatic restraining orders that kick in anytime one of you files for divorce. Dates are always in this funny left-hand corner at the top. You're going to print your name and then sign it. Any questions on page 2 of the petition?
The number 7, is that just for minor children, or if you have a...
For minor children. Anyone who's under 18 and not a graduate of high school.
Okay, so you can just wipe this out, or when you...
If you don't have minor children, you can ignore that section. You leave it blank.
The entire 7...
No, because you still have the issue of spousal support and you still have the issue of property rights.
What can I do about a mistake then?
You can grab some white out.
White out? Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Any other questions?